I was deemed heartbroken in paradise, and I actually came to Bali for a solo trip. I can definitely say Bali really is a great place. Nowadays I'm in bed by 6:30, 7 p.m. So there's a very big contrast about who I was prior to social media to who I am now. And also giving back to the economy and also making an impact for the locals and things like that here as well. It's in my nature, it's the essence of who I am to give love unconditionally.
Also terrible.
Yeah.
Hello, Kiki.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to this show where we portray a little bit about the Bali lifestyle and what brings people to Bali and all the lifestyle that you can live around the Coco lifestyle environment.
Wonderful.
So, we are here in one of the Coco apartments and we want to learn about you and what brought you to Bali. So, a little bit of a background for the audience. Kiki has done a few TV shows, and when I say a few, I mean a few big ones. The Challenge, the
Bachelor in Paradise.
The Bachelor in Paradise and The Bachelor.
And The Bachelor.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know
Yeah.
any of them. I just
Okay.
learned them from you.
Yeah, that's right. So these are all TV shows from the reality TV realm. Outside of the reality TV realm, I actually used to work for Fox Sports as well, which was really cool. So I worked as a TV presenter. And I was actually cast to go on The Bachelor as a contestant. And at the time, I was about to start a very new, exciting corporate role. It wasn't very, very exciting at all. It was in finance. And I had the call up. They're like, do you want to come on a reality show? And it was like, work behind a desk with a bunch of crusty old men or go on a reality show. I'm going on the reality show. So I took The Bachelor. That was in 2016.
Okay.
And that kind of changed my life after that because I'd always juggled a corporate career as well as worked in television. And then once you become a reality star, as everyone out there would know, your life gets put under a microscope and you become kind of pop culture. And then from there on, I started working in influencing and social media. And I actually, when I first came off The Bachelor, I was deemed heartbroken in paradise, and I actually came to Bali for a solo trip after doing the program. And the paparazzis followed me around all over Bali. Yeah, I was getting chased by paparazzi. So I've been traveling to Bali for a really long time, and I've been doing reality TV for a really long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, to get it, I thought The Bachelor was like, you're the girl.
No, that's The Bachelorette.
Okay.
Now, to be The Bachelorette, that's a different kettle of fish, as we say in Australia. You've got to be like either one of the fan favourites, or you have to already be quite a well-known TV kind of character in Australia or public figure. So I wasn't really well known, and I just got cast to do The Bachelor, which means I was one of 25 desperate women, all fighting and vying for the attention of one eligible bachelor, who in hindsight was a bit of a dork, and he was not my type, and I was not fighting anyone for his attention. In fact, at cocktail parties, I would be hiding. He'd be trying to grab me to go for a chat. I'm like, please don't want to talk to him. And you'd get cornered into like a little room, and they'd give you a glass of wine, and you'd have to sit there and have romantic conversations with the bachelor, and you just sit there thinking, fuck, cringe. But yeah, so I think part of it's all part of what has shaped me now to be who I am, because reality TV is a huge part of public interest across the world. And if you can survive going on a reality TV show and survive all of the social people, people commenting on your social account and the general public writing articles about you and things like that, if you can survive that, you can more or less survive anything. So I attribute that to my very thick skin. I don't take myself too seriously. Yeah.
Do you see a few similarities between that Bachelor show and Bali life?
Absolutely. Well, I'm not single in Bali, so I'm also very lucky that I'm not out there on the streets fighting for all these guys' attentions, because I do hear the dating pool is quite limited here, especially in the Canggu bubble. And when I have, frequented my gyms that I have been going to, it definitely doesn't feel like a place to get fit and healthy. It feels more like a place to pick people up. The dating aspect and the fit lifestyle here is definitely all combined. Some of the best looking people in the world travel to Bali because they are either digital nomads or entrepreneurs. So it's like, I guess, the highest caliber of men and women. We've got models, we've got crypto guys, we've got gym bros. Everyone here kind of in this pressure cooker dating, hanging out, socializing. It's a very small world in the Canggu, Puriranan kind of area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this Canggu area. You are very healthy and you push a lot of this fitness lifestyle. You and your husband, should I say? So, do you think coming to Bali has helped you? Do you think you maintain the same standard of living, of being healthy, etc., from where you were before, or does Bali help you maintain this healthy lifestyle?
I can honestly say, look, I'm an Australian woman. I've lived and grown up in a very healthy lifestyle in Australia, which is really great. But after living in several other countries, I can definitely say Bali really is a great place if you're coming from America, South America, parts of Europe where, firstly, the weather isn't exactly warm enough for you to be outside being fit, walking on the beach, or where there are places where it's low economic, where you don't have the luxury of being able to eat organic fruit and vegetables all the time. Like, you can go to a street market here and buy amazing fresh fruit and vegetables and eat really, really healthy for very, very low prices, and not a lot of people have that opportunity. So I think coming to Bali and being able to be out in the heat, in the sun, swimming, surfing, eating fruit and vegetables off the side of the road that's been grown literally, a stone's throw away from where you are, free of pesticides and things like that. It definitely does give you a great opportunity to focus and hone in on what you put into your body and what you do with your body. There's gyms absolutely everywhere. You can't walk down Pantai Puriranan and you've got 7 gyms on one street, you know what I mean? There's Jungle Paddle, there's Wrong Gym, there's Wellness Center, there's a million other places. So it definitely does give you a great opportunity to, if you are already a very fitness-minded person, this is your playground. If you're not and you're here on a vacation for a couple of weeks, just being on the street and seeing people eating healthy and being active and being fit, it'll definitely inspire you to go, hey, maybe I might go join paddle, or maybe I might go for a walk on the beach. It's definitely, it's great for people of all fitness levels and for people of all dietary requirements. Great steakhouses, vegan restaurants everywhere, organic food, it's wonderful.
So you said you've already come to Bali a long time ago. What made you come to Bali and essentially move and stay?
I think because, again, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. The cost of living crisis across the globe right now has skyrocketed. From Europe, the UK, England, Australia, America, all of basically all of the northern hemisphere have noticed that the cost of living and the cost of healthy food and even education has changed so much. And I see that there are so many people moving to Bali now with their family, with their kids, creating businesses here, investing in properties here, because we are so limited now in our own countries because of inflation. Like, Australia for me will always be my home and I love it so much. But like I was explaining to you before, I paid $385 a week in rent 15 years ago. That exact same apartment is now $2,500 a week. So, and that is in 15 years time. So it's really, really getting out of hand, and it's incredibly sad for people that can't leave and explore the world, because Australia, for instance, we have some of the most beautiful terrain, some of the most beautiful places, beautiful country, really healthy. We've never had any kind of war or conflict. It's a beautiful place to raise a family. But unless you have 2 incomes in quite high-ranking jobs, it's almost impossible to live and raise a family comfortably. And I think that being in Bali and having that opportunity, and also giving back to the economy and also making an impact for the locals and things like that here as well, I think it's the best of both worlds, really.
True, that's a good point. So, who is Kiki before the fitness and healthy lifestyle? Is it always been part of your life? We touched a little bit on this.
No. So I think it's really crazy as well, because I think from the perspective that I wasn't always around social media and mobile phones and all that kind of stuff. I'm 37, so I had the luxury of growing up without constant comparison on things like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Twitter. So for me, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I was more or less just living life. Like, I didn't have this huge impact of stick thin models, and every next Instagram video or Reels or TikTok is some guy in the gym or someone telling you about what you should be eating. So it's crazy now to think that kids and young adults in their early 20s and mid 20s have so much more knowledge about what to put into their bodies and how to train. You could literally watch a 90-second Reels and know how to train leg day. Back then we didn't have that. There was no TV shows. There was like 5 channels on the TV in Australia. They were all at the same time, news. Like, there was nowhere to find that stuff out. So I would be I was a party girl. I loved going out, loved going to nightclubs, loved dancing. Nowadays I'm in bed by 6:30, 7 p.m. So there's a very big contrast about who I was prior to social media to who I am now. And I'm not merely like this just because of the influence of social media. I definitely feel better being in bed early, up early, in the gym, eating healthy. But I'm very grateful for all of those people that have pioneered these lifestyles on social media so that it's so readily available to a lot of kids and a lot of young adults out there that may not necessarily have the best influence at home or in their immediate circle of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I want to transition into one nice question.
Yeah.
But before, we were talking about how now there's the power of social media. You can help teach kind of everyone how to eat healthy, how to train, etc. And I know your husband does a lot of that.
Absolutely.
So where can we follow up on your husband to learn about this? What would be the best?
Well, firstly, I just want to say I actually have on my channel on my Instagram channel, how to become the best version of yourself in your 30s. Because a lot of people, as they're pushing into their 30s, they don't necessarily have the time or the skill set to know how to eat healthy and cook. So I give a lot of tips on my Instagram. And my husband's Instagram as well, if you're Spanish speaking, you can actually find him at jorge.direct. He can teach you how to run a marathon, how to cook and eat healthy, and more or less just live a healthy lifestyle with minimal cost and zero processed foods.
Okay, so you guys are both really healthy. You're by 6 p.m. you're in bed.
Yeah.
But I know that you recently saved a puppy.
Yes, I did.
So how does that fit into your tight schedule? And also, is this a one thing, or is this going to be a long-term thing?
Yeah.
Is it a new venture you're delving into?
Absolutely a new venture. So my goal is to, after I purchase a property here, I want to purchase land and actually start an animal refuge. I now am the proud mother of 3 Bali dogs. And it's really sad because a lot of people adopt dogs here and then they realize they can't keep them and they just dump them. So in this case, all 3 of my dogs were previously rescued and have been abandoned, and now I'm looking after them. I love animals, and I really want to encourage people, if you are moving to Bali for a short amount of time, if you can't keep an animal, please don't dump it. Reach out to any one of the Instagram pages. There's the Dogs of Bali, there's BAWA, which is Bali Animal Welfare Association. Any of those companies, or Mission Pausable, reach out to them. If you have an animal or you find an animal, they will actually help rehome them.
That's really nice. Yesterday we did with the Coco team a dog charity.
Of course.
With a couple from Canada. One of the girls did also the Bachelor.
Yes.
Brady and Alex, and they have a rescue company here called We Run with the Rescue. So we're doing a fundraising paddle charity. It was amazing.
That's the same similar thing I want to do. I actually want to call mine Happy Tales, because sometimes these animals have a really bad start in life, but they can have a happy ending. So that's what I want to do. I want to start rescuing cats, dogs, any animals that I can help, because really animals are the one creatures, they can't speak for themselves and they get put in situations that they can't get themselves out of. So us as humans need to do everything we can to make sure and ensure that they have a happy and safe life and enjoy their existence as well.
Do you think there's a hidden lesson in the fact that you change, you're helping dogs? Is there something that you're taking? Does it help also you yourself?
Absolutely. I'm an incredibly nurturing person, and I think that I've learned that I give a lot of love to people. Sometimes it doesn't always come back the right way. Like, people do take advantage of your kindness, your generosity, your time. So I think for me, naturally being that type of person and being hurt by friends in the past, being able to give that love to an animal which is unconditional, it allows me to be able to be that soft, nurturing person. Because in business and in life, we have to be a little bit more cold-blooded, And that's really hard for me. That's a constant challenge. So I can be cold-blooded and hard and business-minded when I need to be, and then go home and just be a puddle of goo and love for these animals, because it's in my nature, it's the essence of who I am to give love unconditionally. So I really enjoy having animals to give it to.
It's a good point, dogs. You can just love them unconditionally.
Absolutely.
They're amazing.
And I'll do absolutely anything. Like for the puppy that I just rescued, I climbed over an 8-foot fence 4 nights in a row to feed this baby dog because he was abandoned in a villa. And I wasn't sure if the owner was coming back. And then eventually I realized this owner's not coming back anytime soon. I climbed over, took the puppy, brought him home to my house, took him to the vet. He was clinging to life, he was almost dead. So it's like, if you feel like I had to act on my impulses.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I had to act on me. I said, if I get arrested for breaking into this person's house, I get arrested. But I'm not gonna let this animal suffer.
Yeah, for sure. That's really nice. Really nice story with that.
Incredibly proud of myself. Because my husband was like, you're gonna get arrested, babe. You can't break even. Goes, watch me, I'm gonna keep the door in. If I hear there's a kitten in there or there's a puppy in there, I'm going in.
Okay. Is there anything exciting coming up this year for you? I know about the Happy Tales, but anything you want to share more?
Doing lots of travel. Hopefully going to be doing some volunteering while I'm traveling South America very soon. I'm thinking about getting my YouTube channel back up and running again because I'd like to share more of that. Although I am very, I guess, noticeable on Instagram for social media and Instagram and bikinis and beauty and all that stuff, I really want to do more volunteer work and humanitarian work. So for me, doing something that really speaks to my heart is going to be what I'm going to be productively trying to work on. Yeah. Okay.
By the way, this is a good opportunity for us to know more about where can we follow you and where can we learn about your healthy lifestyle and the way you live it.
So I actually have a channel on my Instagram. It's called Be a Better Me in my 30s. It's called Better Me with Kiki. Helping and encouraging anyone, really. You don't have to be in your 30s, but I think it's definitely important for people of the same age as me who don't necessarily have all the knowledge that the younger generation now have, where you can learn to eat healthy, cook healthy on a budget, and just get back into fitness and start a really good routine for yourself. So you can find it at Kiki Morris on Instagram, and it's called Better Me with Kiki.